so she's looking a little crazy, but that's okay. Trust the process. So to start off, of course, as with any protective style, we have to prep, right? But I'm actually not going to go super duper in depth for how I prepped for this hairstyle, and that's just because, as you can see, I'm starting off from scratch on dirty hair, and so my prep routine was basically my full wash routine. And so I do just so happen to have a full video on that. So yeah, if you guys want to see my wash routine, or if you think that you could benefit from some extra tips for your wash day, I'll have that full wash routine video linked conveniently in the top right corner of your screen. And yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go in detail in this video as far as my wash routine / prep for this hairstyle goes, but you guys will still be able to see everything that I did, so keep watching. Oh my god. And she's back. Alright y'all, so this is me all washed and conditioned, rinsed out, as you can see, dried too, with the basic t-shirt on my head. What's next is blow drying, and this is what we're working with. So I am about to come on here and explain to y'all exactly how I'm about to blow dry. But first, I wanted to take a second to urge y'all to take a second to subscribe and to leave a like and a comment, because as y'all already probably know, it really helps a sister out. And you might as well go ahead and join the group of people who get notified every time I post a video by clicking the notification bell little button. Yeah, that would really mean a lot. And you know, we already lit on this channel, we're about to get more lit, so y'all should do that. So as you can see, I'm beginning the blow drying process by sectioning my hair off. I'm only sectioning it into fours, like I do for my detangling / wash routine process. And yeah, what you're going to see is that I'm going to start by basically using the tension method. And if you don't know what that is, in a second you'll see me take that back section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it taut and hold it with my hand while blow drying. And what that does is it helps to stretch your hair without kind of creating too much manipulation. So after I've gotten my hair pretty stretched with the tension method, I'm now going to clearly, as you can see, use a brush, and that's just going to help to kind of break up some of those curls that are still clumped together, and basically ultimately make sure every strand is stretched and give me a smoother blow dry. And as you can also see, I'm going to begin using product here too. Prior to this, I hadn't put any product on my hair, you know, after taking the towel off and starting to blow dry. But that, my Organics is the product that I'll be using. And one thing I think is really important, if nothing else, while you're blow drying, you should definitely hear this part. Make sure that you're using a product that is not too water based or that is too watery, because obviously we're blow drying and that's going to stretch our hair. But if you use a product that has too much water or that's too watery, it'll kind of just undo all your progress and make your hair revert back to its natural curl pattern. All right, so we can finally start the twisting process. I'm also obviously going to probably narrate this part as well so that you guys could see exactly how I actually did the twists. And yeah, so to begin with, we obviously have to part our hair, section it off. And y'all, as y'all can see, I'm just using my hands. That's why, I included beginner in the title, because not only am I gonna go through and explain this to the best of my ability, but also I didn't get fancy at all. I didn't even use a rat tail comb because I didn't have one, so it's all right. We may do. I started off parting with my fingers, and then later on in the video, you'll actually see me move on to using a little like bent up or unbent bobby pin. So yeah. I started off parting as you would normally do with most protective styles, or individual styles, like individual braids or what have you. Did a horizontal part first, and then I parted vertically with my fingers. The girl was hot. So yeah, I was using my fingers like I said in the beginning, but I did have a mirror, like a handheld mirror, y'all, that I was using to, see the back of my head. And my bathroom mirror, everybody knows parts can be the hardest part because you can't see in the back of your head. So if you're doing it yourself, make sure you have one of those too. That's super crucial to make sure that you can see and that they, not looking crazy. So in the next clip, I'm about to begin twisting. As far as products go, I used the same product I've been using, and I used my brush, and that was it. So to begin with, I used the twist method where you start off with the braid. So what you'll see here, I tried to slow it down, and don't worry guys, I'll show this like 3 times at different speeds. But yeah, I'm gonna try to explain it the best I can. So I started off just with the braid, right? Hopefully you know how to braid. But I started off doing that, and then at some point you'll see me make a transition. So basically all that I did was, you have 3 strands with the braid, but at the point that I make the transition, here it goes. I'm going to separate one of those strands from the braid into 2 and combine it with the other 2 strands. So basically you're eliminating one of the braid strands and kind of, I don't know, what do I want to say? combining it with the other two. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense, but I'll show it again to super clarify. So here we go. As you can see, I obviously have taken down another section. I have the piece that I'm ready to twist, ready to go. Adding product, like I said, and then taking my brush once again to smooth it down. And then we'll begin the twist. So I will explain it one more time. What you'll see me do is begin the braid, and I'm gonna show this time and then another time from another angle too, so you guys can really see. But I'm gonna begin the braiding as usual, not really like a cornrow, but just an individual braid, as tight as possible. You know, hopefully the goal is that you want to braid tight enough to where these can stay neat. But you'll see here I'm taking one of the braid sections. You know, a braid has 3 sections, and I'm taking one of those and breaking it apart so that it can be distributed into the other 2 sections that were in the braid. Now you're left with 2 sections, allowing you to be able to twist. Something worth mentioning that I really tried to emphasize on camera here is that sometimes you might find that you want to make sure that those, you know, pieces that you integrated are combined. And so in order to do that, I did kind of a twisting method that I had learned a while back, which is to twist each individual section as you intertwine them together. So that's why you'll kind of see my hands do that winding motion in that last couple of seconds before I twist my hands around each other. So I'm back, and as you can see, lots of progress has been made in terms of my hair and also in terms of time, because it's almost 2 a.m. But that's all right. We all knew this about, you know, protective styles. They take a while. I'll show you guys what it's looking like. Just do a quick little spin. This is where we're at. I showed you guys pretty much my process for how I twist. As you can see, all of the sections have that same style, braiding at the top and then turning into a twist. Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention, or make sure that I mentioned, was to kind of just show you guys how important it is to make sure that your sections are kind of laying correctly. So let me show y'all what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. Okay, so I think I'm showing it correctly, but I wanted to show you guys these first two sections that I made. If you can see, I kind of parted them the same way, which is in half, straight down the middle of my head, and then into halves again. Now the issue with that is that you can see that there's this gap here. And so with that gap, you want to make sure going forward that you see that and you're like, oh, okay, I want to make sure that, you know, there's not a weird looking empty space in the middle of my head, you know, once you're finished. And so just making sure as you're parting to not keep those parts straight, but to kind of mix up your parts and divide them so that, you know, the spaces are filled with twists on your head, if that makes sense. Hopefully I explained that well, and hopefully y'all saw what I was talking about. But yeah, now I kind of just wanted to come on and show you guys what it's looking like. I'm doing the same process, or I have been, at least when it comes to parting. Been going around in a circle. Now once I get to this point, I might just probably start parting, what would this be, considered horizontal? No, vertically, I don't know. Parting just straight sections, so from back to front. And then another section back to front, and then probably one more back to front. And then finally, I'll show you guys once I'm finished.